the good, the bad, and the ugly. And today, it's going to go down with property sourcing. Yes, I'm on a bit of a buzz with property sourcing because this is the one topic that consistently comes past me on literally a daily. And I really would love that from the mistakes that I've made, the winnings that I've had, and the experience that I've had as a foot soldier on the ground with property sourcing. I pray that this could assist you and propel your journey within property sourcing. You see, people generally see the good part of it. I just have to find a deal and I can sell it to an investor, boom, and I make money. Yes, whether it is the beautiful part is what people don't realize. There's a lot of responsibility that goes behind that, right? There's this point of, are you looking for active or passive income within property? And wholesaling creates for you an active income. And the thing is, you're going to have to be working hard on the daily to actually get to that point of what you want. Because, like I say, if we've worked in our jobs forever and a day, we're frustrated year in and year out, and we're still not there. Why do we come into property sourcing, property wholesaling, and think things are rapidly going to change? Welcome to my channel. My name is Genevieve Stafford Jack. So let's talk about the good very quickly because like that's going to go over quickly, right? So you got the education, and hear me when I say this, right? You got the education on property investing. You understand what people are looking out for. You go and you find a property. You run your numbers, you do your due diligence, you do the things that need to go into the actual proposal. And then you pass on this deal to an investor. They too should be doing their due diligence. That is what a good property investor would do, right? And the beautiful part is we all sing Kumbaya, money in the bank. But you see the flip side to that. There's many people out and about. Now, I don't want to read that girl pointing fingers, throwing stones, but I'm just saying, putting it out there. There are many people out there calling themselves property wholesalers or property sourcing agents, right? And they keep butchering what is an awesome profession. It's very young, it's in its very, very early stages, and yet, because of lack of education, you'll find a property wholesaler saying, oh, this is how much I make, these are the different deals that I close. But back at the ranch, dololo. Back at the ranch, they're getting themselves bound up in an offer to purchase. Back at the ranch, the lack of education is not giving them the guidance on what the investor is looking for. Because remember, guys, this is a lot of responsibility. So there's the good, there's the bad, if you want to put it. The downright ugly part of this process is this: if you do not have relationship skills and really nurture your relationship with an investor, you could find yourself in hot water, especially firstly if you're an amateur and you don't have somebody helping you, or secondly, you just don't have the education in place. Why would we hammer on something like this? You think about it for a moment. If you are going to go and spend 500,000, would you not like to make an informed decision? And would your informed decision come from a handful of YouTube videos? Now, look, I've made epic mistakes before, so I'm not even clean in this scenario. But you know what? A girl's got to learn and a girl's got to apply and keep moving. And I learned that the hard way. How do you think I lost 5 million? Like, hello? I really trusted in the limited ability between my husband and I to go out and do chicken farming, where we really thought we had the research on lockdown. Really, it showed us flames. So why would you think I would hammer on education? I got burned 5 million times, baby, and that's my story. Look, yeah, let's go back onto the pros. Ding, 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 because some of you are like, hey, she's a prophetess of doom, this one. Now, here is a pro. You're going to get paid not in 5 years, not in whenever. You're going to get paid within a relatively short period of time. And generally, what happens is when you find a property, you do your due diligence and you put all of this into a proposal. and you have found your investor, you and your investor would have agreed. Am I getting paid after the investor has financed the deal successfully? Am I getting paid when the property is now registered on the investor's name? Those are the type of conversations that you're allowed to have. And you know what? I've been paid on both levels. I've never been paid right at the end of the deal when there's tenants that are already put in there, because that is not part of my process. My process is clear. I get paid 48 hours after finance has been approved and we know we're going along. To an investor that once got burnt long time ago in Bethlehem, I wasn't the one that burnt him, right? But I understood his pain. So we made an agreement. Can we get paid 50% once the finance has been sorted? And then the balance thereof once registration has taken place. I was cool with that. We were not going to be waiting 100% of payments on registration. No, Jenna, don't play that game. So there's the pro to it, right? That you can negotiate. The flip side to this, right, is that sometimes you'll find an investor and things are sounding like it's going to be popping. And then they say, well, I'm sorry, Genevieve, my money is wrapped up in another investment at the moment. So I'm so sorry, I won't be able to go with this deal. Or another classic one is, you know what? I have just closed a deal. So at this point in time, I don't have the money. And another super classical one. And I mean, I really don't mean this in a bad way, but I'm sharing with you the rejection points that will come back, right? And you need to be aware of that. You need to have your eyes open about that. We cannot live like fairies in a tree, feeling like people will not shake that tree, because they will shake that tree. The other one is that, oh, this is not really what I'm looking for at the moment. So you can bring me another one. And then back at the ranch, you'll find out that same investor has never invested in their whole life. They're just sitting on capital, waiting to start. And sometimes it's fear that keeps them stuck, just stuck. The ugly part is, you will find at some given points in your property sourcing, property wholesaling career, there will be one sneaky investor that will go behind your back, regardless of the fact that you've signed an NDA with them, regardless of the fact that you've created a relationship with them. They will go behind your back, sign on the offer to purchase, and leave you in the dust. What can you do about it? Some will say, I'll take them to small claims court. Some will say, look, my bottom line is that when that happened to me, I asked myself, the money that I have, the reputation that I've gained, and the investors that I know versus that chop that just cut me out of a deal, I will make sure I won't throw shade at that person, but if their name comes up in person, I will just say, sorry, I don't work with so and so. Because I know what has happened. Because at some given point, you will know. Trust me, the world has got an amazing way of actually showing you the people that show you flames. So last and certainly not least, the one thing that I would love that you take away from this video is relationship. There's a good part of relationship, there's the bad parts of relationship, and there's the downright ugly parts of relationship. But the bottom line, it's relationship. So I want you to kind of categorize where this would fall. If you are somebody that is just looking for money, 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 money all the time, because I need to close this deal, and I need to, and I need to, and I need to, you're going to push some investors away. Because the investors just going to think, well, this person just thinks, what, we're going to buy a loaf of bread, we can just buy it in J. This person thinks we're going to just go and sit at a restaurant and eat a meal for 200 Rand. No, this is a whole property. Somebody else needs to take the time and effort to investigate as well. So in relationships, do you understand what goes into nurturing relationships? Do you know that building relationship takes a lot more than, oh, you're such a kind person, you're so no, it takes a whole lot more than that. When I learned that lesson was early days. And I remember TJ going out and coming back, and I'm just so excited. So what do the investors say about that deal? He says, Jen, He asked about you. He asked about the kids. He asked about the family life. He asked about everything else. He didn't even ask about the deal. And then at the end of the conversation, he said, why don't we meet the next time and then have a conversation about the deal? And that was a humbling moment, guys, because then I was like, why? It troubled me for a long time. I was like, does this guy not understand the urgency? It was not too long after that, I was like, oh, oh, that's why. You need to take time with some of these financial decisions. You need to understand who's working with you. You need to understand the sourcing agent investors look at. Do they have a good reputation, a bad reputation, any reputation for that matter? And that's why I say, where would relationship go and fall under the good, the bad, or the ugly? This is Genevieve getting downright gangster about property sourcing because I want you to win. I don't want you to sit there with egg on your face. And by no stretch of the imagination do I say education will fix your life. Education will put you on the right path. Lack or no education, well, it's up to you.